Welcome to Relics Radio, your favorite weekly podcast dedicated to the metal detecting and treasure hunting community. Here are your hosts, Ken from Adventures in Dirt and Tony from 5280 Adventures.
Hey, welcome to Relics Radio. I'm DK with Adventures in Dirt. I know we're late. Somebody can't tell time. I just got off a flight coming in from Cody, Wyoming, flying in by the seat of my pants, and we're here for your amusement. Tonight is going to be a great show. I want to bring in my co-host right now. You know him as Mr. Look at that wave. Look at that wave. Mr. 5280 Adventures.
What's going on?
How are you, man?
Good. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
I'm excited for tonight's show, actually. We got a lot of stuff to go over, but
yep.
You know what? Hey, give us we were like 3 minutes late, folks. Okay, 3 minutes. This isn't syndication. We don't have, ABC's.
We don't have sponsors.
That, all right?
That's right.
How are you, man?
You
doing all right? Your hair's, you got the hair out, it was on fire as you were coming in there.
Yeah, it's almost gone. I don't have much more to burn. But yeah, doing fine. I just flew in from Cody, and boy, are my arms tired.
Good one.
But no, it was beautiful there, and just come in late and have to make your way all the way. You know what? We take these small planes to Cody, Wyoming. And I don't know if anybody has ever been to Denver International Airport, but it's one of the more larger international airports. It is so huge. And of course, they put us at the very end because we're in the small planes. The very end of the terminal. So you got about a 2-mile walk back to the escalators that you take down, then get on a train and take it another 20 minutes to get over to, a place where then you have to walk down for the baggage claim. And it was just took forever for me to get to my car. And you know what happened when I got to my car? My little remote wasn't working.
Battery was dead?
That's what I thought. And I'm like, oh man, what am I going to do now? I don't carry around a spare battery.
How do you use a key in a car nowadays? That's crazy.
Well, my key fob, and I don't think the more modern ones do, mine's a 2021, has a little button you push and it pulls out a little cheater key.
Yeah.
So I used that to open up my driver door. And then what do you think happened? Bang, 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 bang. So now I'm pushing my remote and I'm like, what the hell do I do now?
You gotta insert it and turn it on.
No, it doesn't work for the ignition. It only works for the door.
Oh, geez.
So I got in and I pushed the button, and then by then it connected, I guess, to my key fob, and people didn't think I was stealing the car.
You know what all that's called? First world problems.
True. Wah.
Oh man.
Yeah, so we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about what tonight's all about. We want to talk about what tonight's not all about. And we definitely want to we thought we might need some help for this, didn't we?
We did. So first off, we're talking about two different new metal detectors from two different companies, and one of them is from Minelab, and I know that our buddy Michael actually has some experience with an older model, so we thought we'd bring him in so he can chat with us. And so let's bring on Michael so he's not sitting out down in that gray room. He's picking his nose right now, but maybe he'll stop here in a second. Let's bring him on. Oh my gosh.
Dude, we're live.
Give me some warning next time. God.
Oh, geez.
We've caught you doing worse. Come on, man.
Metal Detecting No-Co, Michael. Everybody's seen you before on my channel, Ken's channel, Relics Radio. Gosh, you've been on Are You Smarter Than a Relic Hunter? You've joined us quite a bit. You're kind of our make up our trio of hunting partners here in Colorado. So
we make a good trio.
Yeah.
We make a good trio. We've had some good hunts today too. We just haven't uploaded them.
Yep, we have.
That's true.
He's kicked my butt plenty. And it's caught on film. You know what, though? Michael is actually the saver of our lives, too. He's our great protector when it comes to
true story.
Raging bulls.
True story. We literally literally got chased down by a bull. What was that, a month ago?
Yeah.
I think it was longer than that.
He wasn't having it.
That bull was not backing down. And I don't think that, the grave digger, it didn't matter what you got in your hand, that it wasn't going to do anything to that bull.
Nope. My little flashlight didn't phase it.
He would have eaten that shovel for breakfast, and we would have been pancakes. But yeah, it was pretty scary. We chased off, I think, a cow at first, and then when the bull came over, he was looking at us like, I don't know about you. And I said, oh crap! But I remembered something. I always keep bear spray with me. This is Colorado.
Yeah,
you gotta have bear spray.
Yes, you do.
Depending on what you're doing.
It worked.
It sure did.
It absolutely worked.
He did not. He got the sauce, man.
You didn't hose them down. You just kind of spritzed them a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was like the most delicate of.
It was
watching it because he actually maneuvered himself to where he was upwind of the bull because it was off angle. I watched him do it.
The first one missed. The first cloud just kind of drifted by, and he's like.
And you moved yourself so that the swath of orange cloud would make its way towards him, and it did. And as soon as he sniffed that, he shook his head and he turned around and got the heck out of there.
Yeah, that was my heart was pounding. I don't know about Tony, but you just don't know. There were no trees. We were out in the middle of nowhere. We couldn't. I've been chased down by bulls before. You climb a tree. We were out in the middle of nowhere. Then this was just grass, folks. Like, nowhere to hide. You got better chances just playing dead.
I'm not used to the whole like tree thing. Usually when I'm getting chased down by a bull, I was relying on the clowns to jump in and save me. During my rodeo time.
Right.
Yeah, Tony's being serious, folks.
He is. He was looking around. He's like, where's my rodeo clown?
He's got stories.
Where's that idiot clown that jumps in front of these things?
Oh man.
Hey,
we were glad to have you there.
Quick and see who we got joining us real quick here. First in tonight at 2:30 p.m. Like that's
early, Robert.
Quite a while ago. Robert Thompson.
Good to see you, man.
Hope everyone's having a great day out digging something good. Mr. Bill Hayes at 5:10, so a little bit more reasonable. It says, "Hey, Robert." We got Teresa the treasure hunter waving at us.
Hey, Teresa.
Yeah,
real quick before you move on. I was looking at somebody's post on Facebook, and somebody commented below it. It was like one of those ID me things, and I it sucks because I don't have all the information. I'm just going off a very vague old man's memory here, but I could have swore the guy that commented said "Old Red Legs."
No way.
Member or something like that. And then it was like qualifying himself. And then he went on to give what he thought it was.
You're correlating that to Mr. Bill Hayes, aren't you?
Mr. Bill Hayes and the old Red Legs. Yeah. I was like, whoa, I got to copy that and show it to Bill and see. I'm sure he knows who he is, but Bill, put that in the chat if you know who I'm talking about that is active on social media that used to be part of your old group of people.
Interesting.
And for people that never caught our show, you should go back and watch our podcast we had with Bill Hayes.
Bill.
Some really great history there of the metal detecting hobby and community. So definitely go check that out.
Absolutely. Mr. Ill Digger getting us all of our dirty money lovers. Love that. Absolutely love that. Bob Rose.
I just realized I can join the chat. I've been doing trivia for so long. I've been blind to what everyone's been saying.
Yeah, you're not allowed to use the chat when you're on
trivia.
Can hear.
I was like, wait a minute, I can actually see the chat now. This is great.
Bob Rose says, good evening.
Hello, Bob.
Hey, there's Larry, Mr. 5 Mile Relic Hunter.
Hello, Larry. How are you?
Yeah. We've got somebody from Canada. Look at this. Andrew T. And from Andrew's Adventures up from Canada. Tonight is not Mr. Van Winkle. That was last week.
Oh, yeah, Andrew, you missed it.
That
was last week.
Great show.
It was really great.
Yeah. Mr. Van Winkle from the Quarter Hoarder crew.
Yeah, if you guys missed that one, go back last week and check it out. You can find it here wherever you're watching our show. You can find it down below in the other shows we did. You can catch it on our audio version. Anywhere you find podcasts, just search for Relics Radio and you'll be able to pull that up and at least listen to it on audio podcast. but on both Tony's channel, 5280 Adventures, and my channel, Adventures in Dirt, you should be able to go right back one video prior and see our interview with Mr. Rich Van Winkle.
Yep. Got a lot of positive comments about that, how it was more like learning about him, him, history, finds. Like, it was very, like, not in a weird way, but a very intimate conversation to kind of find out who Rich is. I mean,
it took us a while. I think it took a while for us to get to that. You know what I mean? Because we were talking about, his interaction with Quarter Order Crew, how he, became involved with them and all that stuff. And then we eventually got around to kind of what he found, what he hasn't found, what he likes, some of his, oh my gosh, moments. Yeah.
Right. Great guy. Great interview. You guys got to go back and watch that again. How about Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting?
Hey there,
mountains.
Yes.
Currently metal detecting at a ghost town. Ooh.
Very cool.
Those are good up there. We know that much, huh?
Sure. Yep. Get through all the iron.
Digging. Oh gosh, so much iron up there.
Yeah.
Hi everyone.
Wild Man
Digging.
What's up, Wild Man?
Welcome on. How about Felix Perez? Hello to
Felix.
Everyone from Iowa. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Good to have you on. That's cool. The first time I think we've seen Felix here.
Yep.
Brush popper detecting. Hey guys.
I was watching one of his videos earlier. Not earlier, yesterday. Earlier as in yesterday. Very cool.
Dirt Claude. Patty. Good to see you, Patty.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Patty? Ohio Fred L. Fred. Church
L.
Fred L. Ohio Fred L. Hello, Ohio.
North.
Oh, hi. Yeah, how do you do
it? North Shore Relic. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's another somebody else from Ohio.
Oh, we gotta do it every time, don't we? There's nothing in Ohio though. Why are they metal detecting in Ohio?
There's nothing left.
There's nothing left in Ohio. You guys need to get out of there. What's up, Carrie?
Cheers from Jason up in South Dakota.
Hello, Jason. Good to see you in the chat.
And I think we're caught up here. So yeah.
East Idaho Diggers, good to see you. Perfect. All right. So what are we talking about tonight?
Tell us what we're what we're doing and not doing tonight. I think that's probably the best route to start with.
Yeah. So we're three metal detectorists. We love metal detecting, just like all you listening and watching love metal detecting. And recently in our community, there was some announcements of some release of some brand new metal detectors. We've seen that a lot over the past few years. Releases of new metal detectors. Most of the major manufacturers have had some kind of release of some kind of new metal detector. And tonight, what we thought we'd do is get three of us together, just three buddies. We're all hunting buddies together and talk about it. So what you're going to hear tonight is a podcast of three guys learning about, discovering, talking about, questioning, just kind of putting it out there. What you're going to join us as we kind of dig into this. What you're not going to hear is you're not going to us be giving you factual details of what we know as experts. For that, we're going to have the manufacturers on. So, Debbie, Mark, Delic, you guys want to come on and talk about your new releases? You're more than welcome. I'm going to be reaching out to you. I definitely want that to happen. And I definitely want all you listening and watching to see that happen and have that opportunity to interact with them straight from the manufacturer's mouth. That is not what tonight is about. We're going to be showing you how we're learning right along with you. And we'll just be chatting about what we think about this and about this feature and that feature. Prices, we'll be looking at all that stuff as we can find it, as to what is available online. Like Tony and I, we both watched some of the release videos. I think we're going to show you some of those. We're going to take a look at it. But anytime, especially these two manufacturers come out with new detectors, it's always pretty exciting, right? But you always have to ask ask the questions that we'll probably be asking each other tonight.
Good.
So will it be a conversation? Yeah. Will we get into the machines? Yeah, we will. Do we know everything about them? No. Are you going to ask me, what frequency cutoff in the audio, what audio frequencies or what audio settings we can do? I don't know any of that stuff. So
yeah,
but we've been looking into it and kind of calling each other anyways. And we thought, that'd make a good podcast. Just let's get together and chat about it tonight. So in saying that, we need to rely on you in the chat to ask your questions or to post a question as a topic of discussion. You know what I mean? Instead of looking for answers, because I'd rather the manufacturers give you answers than, but if you have a topic for discussion, we can chat about it. You know what I mean?
And everybody here listening, everybody here, on the podcast listening afterward, we're all going to have the same questions. We're all inquisitive about what this is going to have, what is upgraded from the last model, those kind of different things. And I think that's what we're going to kind of look at. And there's no insider information. We have not, been testers on any of these detectors, though we would love to be. We have not.
Minelab.
We just have not. So this is all public information. Everything that's out there, we've hunted and scoured and collected, and we're going to kind of put it all together and just discuss it. And before we get into it, and before I forget, I did recently move, and I think Larry had mentioned about my green screen back here. It looks really nice. This is the starting of the new setup, and it's going to evolve. But anyways, I found a whole bunch of stickers. So what I wanted to do tonight is anybody that's here, you guys didn't know about this beforehand, but if you're here live with us right now, we're going to do a couple little sticker pack, prize pack giveaways throughout the show. So, stick around, grab a beer, some popcorn, hang out with us. You might win some stickers, and who knows, you might learn something. So there we go. How's that?
I want a sticker. How can I get a sticker?
I want a sticker. We already have a sticker.
You can hang out in the live chat and be ready when we do the giveaway.
Yeah, but if anybody suffers from seizures and my background's going to trigger them, look away. Just listen in.
I need an Adventures in Dirt sticker. That's what I need. I've got Tony's.
Especially if you're driving.
We've got some here. You need this one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait a minute, dude. We hunt together.
I only had that as a JPEG.
What about this?
That's a classic right there. That's a collector sticker right there.
Who's that guy?
I'm looking at
I did that. Yeah. You know why I did that? It's I had this whole thing behind it. No one else probably even knew that, but I wanted it purposefully like that, where half of me is like looking at it because I'm always watching. Right? The Weekly Dirt Show was about me always watching all videos all the time and then reporting to you the best one. So I wanted to put half my face in there. Isn't that crazy? I was just like, that'd be a good idea. And everyone's like, dude, how come you cut off half your face?
Why didn't you use the good half?
Had Series 2 stickers was the other side, is what I thought.
That's
what you should have done. The other ones
very
were
special.
Adventures in Dirt ones, and you put them together and you had a full sticker.
Oh, that would be so cool, man. Thanks for the idea.
Yeah.
Coming next month.
All right.
Yeah.
Where are we going to kick off at here?
I don't know. One of the things I want us to talk about tonight, and I'm sure it's going to piss all the manufacturers off, but is the question of why. Why there's so many offerings these days. Let me run it down for you. You got the 340, the 440, the 540, the 360, the 460, the 560, the Xterra Pro, the Xterra Elite, the Equinox 700, Equinox 900, the Manicore, the Simplex Lite, Simplex BT, Simplex Ultra, Score, Double Score, Triple Score, Legend 2, the Max, the Apex, the Vortex 5, the Vortex 7, the Vortex 9, and then a new coil come out by XP Metal Detectors. So that's a lot of choices. And then you have all the cheap stuff on Amazon. And then there's also plenty that I'm not even remembering right now. I just wrote a few down. That's all I could remember at the time.
Right.
But I'm sure there's plenty of others, other manufacturers. It's just a lot, man. There's a lot. And so somebody just getting into the hobby, it's like, man, how do you direct them? How do you,
which direction do you point somebody?
It's got to be beyond a price point, right? Because I don't think there's a big difference between $200 and $300 price point. Now, I'm sure the manufacturers will want to take umbrage with that and say, oh, well, in our machines there are, right? Oh, the difference between 200 and 300 is tremendous. Well, could be, but as a beginner, they're never going to know that. And as somebody that's coming, so right, when you get a beginner that comes in, you have I see it as one of three people. Hey, I want to get into metal detecting. What's the cheapest metal detector I can buy? Hey, I want to get into metal detecting and I don't want the cheapest one I can buy. I want a really good, serious metal detector. Or, hey, I'm just getting in the hobby and I'm one of these guys. I want to buy the best. I don't want to have to worry about I don't have the best. And those are the kind of three main people you have that come in. So where do you point them when you have, like, how many do you count on your hands and toes, Michael? It was a lot.
I lost count.
You run out?
Lost toes.
But there's a lot, right, guys? I mean, shoot.
Yeah, it was overwhelming. I mean, and this has just been in the past, 2 years?
Yeah.
I mean, when I started 2 years ago, these machines you just mentioned, some of them didn't exist. And so I had to do a lot of research. I was a beginner. I said, God, where do you start? And I think you have to go in there and just fail sometimes. And especially with metal detecting, I mean, if you can learn from the mistakes of others, that's great too. And I made a fantastic mistake. It was the cheapy Amazon, special, and it lasted 6 weeks before it broke. Lesson learned, right? So there's my 2 cents on that. Does that mean all Amazon detectors are crap? Absolutely not. But I learned a tough lesson. And in fact, just so folks know my angle, like where I'm coming from, I did a TikTok video and I'm surprised how well it's doing. But the whole point of it was like, if you're a beginner, like you don't have to break the bank, but, just get an affordable but reputable machine. And I've gotten some great feedback on that.
Yeah. I think a lot of the manufacturers are really trying to touch that market. You know what I mean?
Right.
They'll sell them on Amazon. They'll be lesser expensive, but they're quality products. I think they all would rather sort of the cheaper Amazon products go away. I know a lot of manufacturers kind of private market and private label detectors and such on Amazon, but you have the real cheap ones that, like you said, will just break, and it gives a bad taste, in people's mouths. Right. You want them to have a good experience so they truly can make their mind up based on if they're having fun or not, oh, my machine broke. This is a bunch of crap. You know what I mean?
I broke my first Vanquish. This is the 340, but that was my fault. Do not put these on the hood of your car. They go
gravity.
They're not indestructible.
But it was worth replacing. I loved it enough to go out and buy another 340. I mean, for the price point, $200, it paid for itself real quick. We'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah.
And people might not know, haven't seen these announcements before. I think most people have if they're really in tune. But why don't we go ahead and show a couple of the releases recently?
Yeah.
You want to do that?
I think we're gonna start, I think, on the Vanquish side. So if y'all don't know, the Vanquish series, the Vanquish 40 series was the first series by the Vanquish, and that was the 340, the 440, and the 540, all within that Vanquish. And unbeknownst to me, out of the blue, all of a sudden I see this video. It says, "Oh, we have a new 60 series," and they're going to have the 360, the 460, and the 560. So, now we're talking just in the Vanquish model. We've got 6 different detectors now to talk about and compare and contrast and figure out all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be the Minelab video of their announcement or release of the 60 series, right?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. We can watch it and then we can chat about it afterwards. It's only a couple of minutes long. Here we go.
Okay.
Introducing the new Vanquish 60 series. It's simple, yet powerful. Smarter detecting with 30 discrimination segments, 119 target IDs, and adjustable iron bias control. Ready for any condition with clear audio, vibration feedback, and low light visibility. At its core is Minelab's proven multi-IQ technology, simultaneous multi-frequency power. All soils, all targets, all the time. Automatically adapts to ground conditions and cancels interference. Tested by force, proven by design.
High impact.
Detect longer with a lightweight, rechargeable lithium-ion battery. More precision, more accuracy, more performance. Enhanced target tones keep you detecting sharp and focused. Engineered for comfort with an ultra-light swing. Built to perform on land and underwater. Vanquish, the next generation of discovery.
There you go.
Wow. They sure put a lot into those promos, don't they?
They do. They do. And who wouldn't love finding a Morgan dollar, you know?
Right. Yeah,
on the
absolutely. Yeah, I want to hire that dude for voiceover work I need from my company. I think I had a pretty good voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good voiceover guy. So what do you think? They didn't really go into any, you know, because that's for the layperson that tracked them.
Well, but it's also it's the 60 series. So we know we've got 3 different detectors in there that are going to have different features to meet different price points. So, you know, I think tonight we're going to probably do a lot of comparison on the 540 versus the 560, because that's kind of the higher end, and everything that you get in those, you can not, lack of a better term, dumb them down a little bit to get to the 40s. You know what I mean?
Right,
so
right.
I think we're going to look at the 560 versus the 540. Right. And yeah, that, you know, honestly, through the research, you know, with what Jason's saying right here, I think personally, that's a fantastic feature to upgrade to. The new rechargeable battery, chewing through a ton of batteries with the 440. Now, over my shoulder, I've got AT Gold, AT Pro, which are also, you know, AA batteries, but I think it takes, what was it, 4 or 8 batteries? I chewed through batteries until I went to the Apex where it was rechargeable. And same thing with pinpointers. I would love to have rechargeable. I think the technology is there. They last long. Just my opinion, but I like how what Jason said there. That's my opinion as well.
It's even better if you remember to charge your machine before you go detecting.
What we're talking about. Let's move along.
But also, if you don't have spare batteries with you when you're out detecting, so it cuts both sides there, Michael.
Hey, I remember my batteries. I don't always remember to charge my machine before I get out. I've got both. I've got the rechargeables. I've got the AA's.
And how does recharging go for you?
It goes pretty good. You got to get one of these things to take with you, and then you got to figure out if it actually works or not before you plug your machine
bring
into
those
it.
battery packs with you. I mean, if you forget, you just grab a USB charger and bring it with you. But you got to remember to bring that. But yeah, there's 2 sides to
it. Is
pluses and minuses to both.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, people
you gotta
remind
love the
me
waterproof. I mean, if I could start over, I think I would get a waterproof machine first. But you know, these old 40 series are just phenomenal, especially if you're a beginner.
Well, you know, some people maybe waterproof doesn't mean that much, but what would be an example to where you're not necessarily diving or going into rivers and stuff that waterproof would be good?
Yeah, Ken DK was just talking about that. You know, if it starts to rain, don't have to worry about covering it up.
Yeah.
You cover yourself up, but you'll be all right. Your machine might not be.
When I went to the Simplex when it first came out, that was one of the big selling points for me is I wanted a waterproof detector. I was using a Technetics T2, and, you know, I could wrap the head, and I think I'd done it plenty of times up in the mountains here in Colorado, but it wasn't a comfort for me to do that. It wasn't definitely, I can withstand anything. But as soon as I got my hands on the Simplex, I was like, bring it on. You know what I mean? It was like, come on. I'm staying out in the snow. It's like, no matter what, I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. And yeah, so the whole waterproof thing is definitely is a must these days.
Yeah, and I'm not doing water. I'm not going underwater. I'd love to do beaches or, in the line or whatever, and try to find things like that. But I wouldn't. To me, again, it's we have the technology. Why isn't that in every single machine? It can't be that big of an upgrade to make it waterproof per se. And I just think it needs to be more of a standard.
Yeah.
Because of snow. I mean, shoot, Ken and we've been in sleet that was worse than rainstorms that we've been in.
Right.
And same idea. Like I didn't second guess it. I made sure I had my muck boots and my gloves and my hat and scarf and stuff. But I didn't have any issue, any question about the machine because it was waterproof. Not because I'm diving, but because of those weather conditions.
It's one less thing you have to worry about. Self-preservation is what you have to worry about.
Right.
Yeah, Felix, absolutely. Waterproofing and rechargeable batteries definitely has to be a must these days. Yep. The whole wireless technology these days too, I think is important. I know that, I talk about it a lot because I swing the Deus too. So, seeing that, I'm like, man, I wonder if more manufacturers are going to go that route, or if or are they not going to go that route because they don't like to have to supply an optional cable if you're going to go underwater with it. That's the downside of Deus 2 being fully wireless is there's no cable. So if you are going to go underwater, that wireless won't communicate through water. Right. So you do have to hook a cable up to it if you're going to go underwater with it. Not rain. I'm just, not even the coil underwater a little bit, but if you're going to dive with it, you got to have a dive cord on it, dive wire. So, but the wireless technology is great. Interconnectivity. We saw Nokta come out with their pinpointer that was wireless and connectivity to the machine. I know XP, their pinpointers has connectivity to the machine, and that I think that is something that's going to continue to be a plus. I think, just in the industry in general, but don't want to get off on too much of a tangent on pinpointers. We wanted to talk about these metal detectors.
Yeah. How about we pull up? I've got this brought up on my computer here. We can kind of look at maybe both sides of it. So we've got the 540 on one side right here, and the 560 on the other side. And it was just something I really wanted to kind of look at together and see if we can kind of compare apples to apples. Because in all actuality, essentially, this is what it is. It's upgraded from the 540 to the 560. So if you're going to compare the two, what did they actually upgrade? And nobody's making machines worse when they upgrade. So what did they make better in this machine, right?
And Michael, you're going to have this all over us because I've never touched a Vanquish before.
Yeah.
Well, we should talk about what do they have in common. I mean, first, they both have the multi-IQ. They're simultaneous multi-frequency on both. So even the cheaper, older, the Vanquish 40 series is multi-IQ. But from what I could see, I mean, this new 60 series, you've got waterproof, you've got the rechargeable batteries, you've got the bigger coil. You've just got a lot more of everything. And that's not saying much because these, 340, 440, 540 series were so simple. I mean, even the 540 is pretty simple. It's got a few extra bells and whistles that, this little guy doesn't have. But the 60 series, it looks like they just added a lot more of everything. More, you got
I think
10 levels of sensitivity instead of like 5. More segments. You've got 30 discrimination segments instead of 5. You've got more tones. You've got 5 instead of 3. Now, are these big deal breakers for beginners? I don't know. It's up to each person to decide. And keep in mind, we still don't know the exact price point, do we?
Did we? We can search for it. Did you search for it, Tony?
I think we found like 500 on the 560. So this is going to make it so confusing for people. The 560, I think we found.
Let me go back to my list.
Around $499, right?
I thought we had seen it for $499 as well as there was multiple price points.
The consensus was
honestly.
that this new 60 series is like about $100 more than its predecessors, right?
Right.
And if that's what you're after, I mean, I think it would be worth $100 if that's what you want. If you want, again, the waterproof, the all these extra things, that's great. But if your budget's $200, I mean, these old 40 series are still they're still good. But get back to me after I get my hands on one of these 60 series. I may just say no, spend the extra $100. It's worth it. But as I pointed out before, go ahead.
One of the things I just saw, 2.6 pounds, right?
No, weight's an issue for some
one.
people,
Sure. And I don't know what that is on this side over here. Here we go. Is that 2.8 pounds? So honestly, I mean, that's a pretty light machine. It's definitely comparable to a lot of the machines that are out there right now. So,
yeah.
The best thing about this, the reason why I like it, again, I mean, this thing was $200, and let's say it was $300. It's one of these machines, like if I've got guests or total noobs who want to learn, or if I go to a property owner and I this is great, great tip. Like if you've got a property owner who gives you permission or is maybe thinking about giving you permission, you can always say, hey, I got an extra machine and you can join me. I'll teach you. Man, these things take 2 seconds to teach somebody how to use.
Yeah.
No bells, no whistles. Super simple.
Right. 3 tones.
Yeah. It's going to beep or it's not.
Yeah.
Right. One of the things that I don't know if I expected to become better, but and I'd asked you, Michael, about this before. You touched on it. It is multi-frequency, but that's it. There are no single frequencies with it. To me, on an upgrade, I don't know. Maybe I think maybe they could have thrown in four single frequencies with the multi-frequency, but
maybe they're reserving that for their Xterra brands or something,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because the 60 series does have the different search modes where on the 40 series, they weren't really different modes. It was more like you're just notching out all the stuff below a certain number. So on the 60 series, yeah, you've got beach mode, you've got park and field. I'm guessing that relates to the frequency. Is the beach mode more biased towards the lower frequencies?
It's a good question.
All that iron in the sand. I mean,
it's a good question. Even though you can't choose them individually, maybe those different modes then are also kind of using that multi-frequency in a different way.
Yeah, maybe it's heavier on the high, heavier on the lows. I don't know enough.
Yeah,
that's possible.
We get the manufacturers on here. Those are great questions.
Great questions. Yeah. Bluetooth audio, which is nice. That's and did they? Oh, it had Bluetooth audio on the 540 as well. I'm having a look on my other screen because I can't necessarily see it on the chat here. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, this was great here. Look at this. Somebody had mentioned this actually. I pulled this up.
Yeah, they did.
Ohio Fred L.
Someone in the chat, Relic Rat, Recovering Artifacts Together, asked, just got here, what is the $200 detector you were talking about? I'm guessing the only $200 machine we've discussed so far is the Vanquish 340.
340, right.
Right. So this is the 40 series. Tonight we're kind of talking about the new 60 series, but not to get too confusing, this is the older one. $200. I mean, I think it's $199 across the board, no matter where you get it. And just my personal opinion, I mean, if you're on a budget, or again, you just want a good loaner machine, $200 it paid for itself pretty quickly.
I wanted to ask you these negative target IDs. We've gone from -9 on the 540 to now -19 on the 560, and in addition, they've gone up to a 40 target ID all the way up to the 99. So just like Ohio Fred L says, now we're talking about 119 target IDs. What's your opinion on the negative? I've never used I have not used one with negative numbers on it when you're talking about ferrous. What is your
means like it's really good iron, right?
Yeah, really good.
It means really valuable iron. No, I don't know much about the negative numbers either. I've always just kind of
Okay.
avoided and assumed negative meant bad, or it's like we're
Right. Well,
talking
yeah.
like a piece of charcoal in the ground, or I don't know. So DK, I mean, do you know a lot about the negatives other than, I mean, anything below 0 is pretty much almost certainly iron.
I don't know anything. I've never seen a machine with that. Yeah, let us know in the chat. I do know my very first machine I got. Remember that, Tony? It had 200, had a VDI of 200.
Yeah, it's too much.
So Tony would be like, what number did that come in? I'm like, don't worry about it. 148.
He'd be like, well, you're going to divide by 2. And, it's all of that stuff. When you're in that 40 target ID, and I think the Nox 800, when that came out, or maybe this is 600, that also went to the 40, and then they've changed that for the 700, 900, or it's now gone up to the 99, 1 to 99. And, with yours that was up to 200, it's all relative to kind of the same scales, whether it's expanded or if it's if it's condensed down. I personally love the 99. That's all I've ever used. So that's the reason why I was asking about the negative numbers. Like I've never used that with the negative. I just know if it's under 20 on the 100, it grunts and I assume that it's iron. So non-ferrous or it's ferrous type of things.
It's interesting you brought that up. I was thinking about this earlier, and I know most people watching are probably familiar with Brad of Green Mountain.
Sure. And
I was watching a video of his. I mean, this guy knows his stuff, right? And he's out there. He said he was going to turn on the iron and start digging some iron targets at this particular location. And he shocked himself. He pulled out like a really cool, I don't remember what it was. I want to say it was like a brass artifact. And he would just kind of sat there with his head in his hands going, like, damn, I thought I knew this machine. And here it is. I'm digging something that's, super low numbers. I could have sworn it was iron, and it wasn't. So you've heard it before, folks. Those numbers don't mean anything. And then here you have somebody with like all the experience in the world going, I thought I knew my machine. And you just
that's part of learning the machine, though. I mean, like I remember the T2. I was so familiar with that machine that, it would give me an iron signal, and it's fine. And I kind of learned what the iron nails were when they were come in. But then there was these really interesting iron VDI and sounds and tones that I would be like, with the combination of all that, the VDI, the tones, what I was hearing, how it sounded on the edge of the coil, I was like, that is an interesting piece of iron. And it was at the point to where every time I dug it, I knew it wasn't a nail and it had to be something interesting. Maybe it was a hinge. Maybe it was a horseshoe. Maybe it was a drawer pull or something, or some other type of interesting piece of iron that I want to find in these sites, some of these old home sites. So, I'm still learning it with XP, but it's just learning that machine and learning what's good iron or what's not so good iron. And that's up to your own, that's up to your own decision on what you want to.
You've got location. You guys taught me a valuable lesson out at that old stagecoach station we were on.
Yeah.
Some of these targets just sounded awful. And, they've been in the ground for 160 years. Some of them were pretty deep. Mm-hmm. And the big lesson there was, when you're on a site like that, I don't care how terrible it sounds, you dig everything. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, DK's seeded, coins, he was the first to say they sounded awful.
They did. If he signals, right? We talk to Mike all the time. If he signals, like you got to dig them if you're in that type of, type
silver
of area.
Doesn't always sound like silver.
But let me show you guys this comment right here.
Yeah.
Steven single-handed jewelry and more. So he's fixing to replace his simplex.
Yeah.
Plus, since the motherboard went wonky, right? Just using the vibration mode so far. So the time to get a new one. So, okay, guys, what does he get? Out of the 50 different machines that are now available that I read to you at the beginning of the show, what does he get? Well, there's ways to walk him through that, right? What are you looking for? Where are you hunting? Where do you want to hunt? What are you used to? Right. Because somebody coming from like a real just on-off type machine, it's either on or off, to something like that has a lot of frequency or sound, detail to it, like the F70 or something like that, where you're hearing a lot of sound, is, can put people off. Now, coming to some of these new machines, most of them are going to be pretty quiet. unless you're going 40 kilohertz or something. But where would you, what's your price point? 200, 300, 400?
Right.
I mean, there's
price point.
what do you shop with? How do you shop?
It sounds so much like shopping for a computer. I work in computers, and my customers ask me, they're like, what should I get? It's like, well, what are you used to? I don't like Apple computers, but if you're used to Apple, stick with Apple.
Yeah.
If you're a PC guy, if you're Linux, go with Linux. But if you're willing to learn something new, try something completely different. But it's one of those things. You ask 10 different detectorists here, you might get 10 different answers.
I was just going to say that. I was looking at the chat, and people are trying to help Steven out as well. And we've got Wild Man says, "Oh, I bet D-Lick would still help you out." Then Andrew says, "Well, how about the triple score?" What was another one here? The Deus 2, Legend. Like, I mean, you talk to 6 different people, you're going to get 6 different answers.
Yeah.
But
it all depends on Steven.
I was just going to say, I think it's more about the person you're asking the question to needs to return and ask the question like you guys had said. What are you expecting? What are you used to? So we can kind of narrow it down, because like Ken started this whole thing out is why do we have 50 different metal detectors?
Well, there you go.
And how is it confusing everybody?
Here you go. Steven says, I'm on a fixed income. I mean, that's a deal breaker right there. So I think for $200-$300, you can get a decent machine.
You can. They're out there. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. If you like the Simplex Plus, which is a great machine, by the way, it really is. You can find something very comparable to that for, the same price point you paid for that. I think that was $250 back in the day. Right. So if $250 is your price point, you got a lot of options these days. And if you want to go, it's just whether you want to stay within that, what which would be, one of the scores probably, or one of the upgraded Simplexes, maybe the BT, maybe. Or do you want to try to upgrade and push what you're going to spend a little more?
Push the boundary a little bit.
Then there's a whole nother list of
the next
5 or 6 price points that you can choose from.
Right.
Well, what matters is that you dig it all, right?
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, I guess just,
you get it. You got to dig it all.
Yeah. Ultimately, you can find something with anything.
Yes.
You can find a Morgan on the beach with the 560 apparently.
Yeah, didn't you see that? I just showed you the video. It's absolutely possible.
Guaranteed. You're guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
It was in the commercial. You're
it was in the commercial.
to find a Morgan.
What else do we want to touch on the Vanquish side? I want to get to a giveaway. What else?
Okay.
What else are you thinking?
Well, does anyone else swing a Vanquish? Do we have anyone on the chat that uses?
I haven't seen anybody saying that they do.
No.
Nope. If you swing a Vanquish, let us know. I was looking on what's included.
Even an Xterra. I'll settle for an Xterra Pro. How's that? Does anybody got one of those? That's actually very different. The Xterras are single frequency, but.
So here's something I was looking through on this website I found. It said that the armrest is removable with the strap. I don't know if that's important to anybody or not. The USB-C magnetic charging cable. So it's a magnetic charging cable.
That's cool.
That's pretty cool.
So it's basically a Mac.
Well,
you just
pretty
lost
cool.
It. You just
the charging
lost
cable cost you $99 though.
Only us would have a computer guy on to talk about metal.
Well, the Manicore is magnetic charging as well, and I do like that feature because when they came out with the Apex, I tell you the charging port on the Apex nearly impossible to get that in there. It is miserable to try to charge the Apex, and when I got the Manicore, it was night and day different. What's that? Oh,
magnetic Deus 2 charger. Da, da, da. Yeah, because I don't like the stock charger on the Deus 2. So the Vanquish 360 comes with the V10X coil. So the 460 is the same way, but the 560 comes with a V12X coil and wired headphones. But they have a Pro Pack for the 560 that comes with the V12X and the V8X coils and ML60 low latency Bluetooth wireless earbuds.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
That's a pretty big upgrade.
Yeah. Low latency, Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Earbuds.
Now, do we know if those are proprietary earbuds? Because I know in the past
they have to be.
They got to be Minelab. They make the kits where you
they
can,
have to be.
and all that stuff. But I'd like to see manufacturers, just putting my 2 cents out there, make them universal. We'll just get our own low latency Bluetooth. put a Minelab or a Nokta sticker on the side. But
it is a Mac. Holy cow!
It's got the Apple logo and everything.
Jeez.
So what I'm seeing is that nobody has a Vanquish. I mean, it doesn't look like anyone has.
I think they said Felix does.
Felix does. Okay.
Yeah, Felix. Tim said
Felix has a Vanquish. Well, would love to know, get some feedback on that. But we're talking about some other machines tonight too, right?
Yep, we are. Real quick, Bill. Yeah, this is for the D2 magnetic charger, top and bottom, connects to USB.
Show it.
Okay. Yep. Get a hold of me. I'll let you know where you can get it.
And make sure you plug it in.
I make them in my backyard. That's $52.95 with tax. No, I'm teasing. Oh yeah. So you want to do some stickers giveaways?
Yeah, let's do a sticker
Who wants
giveaway
a sticker?
real quick.
How do they win them?
Well, we're gonna have you guys put in the chat. You have to be listening live in order to be available to possibly win this. So if you guys are listening live right now, just go ahead and type in the chat #stickers. And let me share this.
No space,
quick.
all one word.
Yeah, let me hold on here. Stand by.
Just hold on a second.
Here we go. I think it's this one. Nope. Is that it? Yeah. So #stickers into the chat right now, and we're gonna draw a winner. You're gonna end up getting the vintage. The
Sticker
highly
pack.
collectible Weekly Dirt. We have Adventures in Dirt. We've got a 5280. And then we've got the highly sought after Relics Radio. So
Perfect.
#stickers. Michael, you're not eligible, and Snicker is not correct.
Michael, you want a Snickers? Felix Perez said the Vanquish was his second machine.
Oh, okay.
He really enjoyed it. Yeah. Yeah, I have never swung one. I've been next to somebody swinging one, Michael.
There you go. Yeah, we're no. Metal Tech Noco, we're gonna dump him. We are not giving away Tony's Manicore.
Come on, Tony.
Never gets old. Never gets old. Like one can hope.
Tony might be in a market of getting a second Manicore just for a backup because he loves it so damn much.
Jeez.
I
got to stop complimenting you. I think you're getting a swollen head.
No.
I got to stop complimenting you, saying how much you're killing it with that machine.
It's a good machine, but you got to learn the machine.
Yeah.
Most important is to learn your machine.
That's right.
So about another 30 seconds there.
#stickers.
There you go.
Let's go. That one is a vintage.
One of those hats on the shelf. Again, I moved and I found a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of merch, Relics Radio merch I found. So yeah, we're giving away a whole bunch of stuff eventually. Now that I found it, I was all packed away. So
Bob Ross says, Bob Rose. I said Bob Ross. Bob Rose wants your Manticore as well.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. All right. We're going to do a
run it.
Pick it. You ready?
We're going to do this a couple times tonight, right? So if you don't win this time, you got another second chance coming up.
Yeah.
Maybe another within the next half hour.
Jeez, we've already gone an hour.
Jeez.
We haven't even got to the Legend 2 yet.
Mark's going to be calling me going, we want equal opportunity. Well, Mark, if you're listening, we're going to have you on, buddy. Same with you, Debbie. If you happen to be listening, we need to have you on as well. Two great representatives for their manufacturer.
Yes.
Love to have them both on the show all the time.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 1. Let's do stickers real quick, and I want to talk about the Legend. So here we go. 17 entries.
Excellent. Here we go.
Draw.
Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be?
Sticker.
Oh, Detect SD. Ding, 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 ding. Jason.
Congratulations.
All right.
Good job, man. You got the coveted sticker pack. We got one more to give away tonight. Eventually, that's guys, right. Really, seriously, we will be giving away some of these hats. Tony's got a number of them. I got a number of them. You can see them. They're right behind me, just like Tony has. They're right back there, but they're hidden by the laser lights. You just can't see them right now. Lasers.
Congrats, Jason.
Well done, Jason.
Yeah. Send your address over to dk@adventuresindirt.com, and we'll get that sticker pack sent out to you.
Mm-hmm. I know where to send them. Don't you just send them to Jason at South Dakota? And it'll make its way to him.
Yeah, everybody knows Jason.
Everyone knows Jason.
There's like 12 people there.
That's it.
It's like Wyoming. There's like 12 addresses.
I thought we were almost done with my job in South Dakota.
Yeah.
And then they had a water leak, and now I'm not going to be done anytime soon.
Hey, I wanted to thank Michael real quick for all of your expertise and conversation about the Vanquish, and we appreciate you coming on because you had some experience with it.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Fantastic, and it's been great having you on for that for sure. And
yeah, glad to help. Thank you so much for having me on. This is fun. It's been a long time, and
How can people find you, Michael? How can they see their stuff?
Michael at Colorado. Just
everyone knows Michael at Colorado
on the envelope, and it's just like South Dakota. It'll find me. No, you can find me on TikTok and on YouTube at Metal Detecting NoCo right there. That's short for Northern Colorado. I learned there was another NoCo up here, and I think she does like baking or something like that on TikTok. And she kept getting these comments thinking that NoCo was short for no company or some other weird stuff, and she had to explain it. So I learned a long time ago, you have to explain this is short. So Northern Colorado's NoCo. Fort Collins
is FOCO.
FOCO. Do they have
Greeley is no-go.
No go. Do not go.
Go to Greeley. No.
And I'm sure there's one for Denver. We love our abbreviations.
Is loco. Okay.
Loco es muy loco. Yes. Sí,
That's Pueblo.
That's Pueblo. Yeah. So yeah, fine. I'd love it if you subscribe on YouTube. Other than that, thanks again, guys. It's been real fun, and we'll see you next time.
Let's get out again soon. We'll see you, man.
Stay tuned. We're going to talk about the legend here. We're just going to have Michael bounce.
Michael bounced. Yeah, let's get to the legend, man. We took a
long for time with the Vanquish.
So we're gonna go another 2 hours with the legend. Stay tuned. Here we go.
We're gonna kick it off. I think
Motor Company FOMOCO. We could go.
Let's kick off the Legend 2 announcement with their video as well, just like the Vanquish. This came out probably within the last week and a half or so.
Yeah,
right on there. That was it was nice. They've kind of been Nokta's been hinting at something for a while, and this was kind of let out over at DETECTORS, where people actually got their hands on this. And then the videos came out and stuff. So let's watch the video real quick on what Nokta has to say about the new Legend 2.
Legend
see it.
Wasn't just a machine. It was a promise.
Is that the same voiceover guy?
On the ground beneath your feet. Yes. A tool that earned trust the only way that matters. One hunt at a time. But trust isn't where it ends. It's where evolution begins. Built on the DNA of a proven machine. Reforged by the voices of those who used it. Shaped by experience. Designed for tomorrow. Because what you're searching for isn't just buried treasure. It's connection. To history. To the thrill. To the silence right before the sound. And sometimes, what you unearth isn't just a coin.
Yeah.
It's proof that the story isn't over. The legend continues. With you. Because legends don't die, they evolve.
man, so much to talk about on that little tiny little brief
I know
thing.
they threw so much into that. Yeah,
they did. Yeah. And just the overall presence, weighing the two, right, between Minelab and that one. So Minelab was geared towards, hey, we're coming out with this new stuff. Here's how cool it is. Here's how you can find $1 on the beach, that kind of stuff. Look how cool it is, right?
Right.
Where the Legend is an upgrade coming from the Legend 2 is an upgrade coming from the Legend. So the target of that at that shock reel basically was, hey, current users, here's what we're doing to upgrade you. Or if you may have heard about the Legend, here's what's so cool about the Legend 2. And the main theme of that entire thing, which has been the theme of Nokta, and I sure hope they never lose that.
Yes.
Is we listen to the customers.
Right.
We listen to the people.
I'll play the beginning of that again, because I'm so glad that you said that. How they made this video caught me right away was everything that they talk about. We listen to the end user, and this is what we've done. So here's the beginning of it, and you can see all the social media posts that they put in from everybody suggesting and wanting different things.
Legend wasn't just a machine. It was a promise between us and the ground beneath your feet. A tool that earned trust the only way that matters. One hunt at a time. But trust isn't where it ends. It's where evolution.
Yeah.
How cool is that? I noticed
Really
that
cool.
right away. As soon as I saw that video, that's the first thing I noticed, and related it to what Delix stresses and talks about all the time. Hey, we're listening to you, and that's why they have so many updates. How many, they're waiting on to release this because they're tweaking this, because they're listening so much to what everybody wants. And how they put that video together right at the beginning just absolutely nailed it with that.
Yeah, and I'll take a step into that and say that, and I've said it before without naming names, but I think that some of these manufacturers, these metal detecting metal detectors, they don't do that. They sit in a boardroom and they sit behind closed doors and they talk amongst themselves about what they want to make. And they may talk in this boardroom about what they are getting the feel for. But boy, when you're only talking about 5 or 6 people in a room trying to come up with your next machine, and that's what you're going, oh, here's what I heard. Here's what I think. Here's what it's me telling you, Mr. President, let's say, this is what we need to make next, instead of, no, the people have already told us what we need to make next. You know what I mean? Because I've seen people miss with that. I've seen manufacturers do that and come out with something and it completely miss. And it seems to me when I see that happen, I go, man, they weren't listening to the customer behind some door, making a decision, all secretively, not taking any kind of input from the end user, or maybe 5 or 6, but not like Nokta does it the way I see it.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah.
You shake your head and go, were you even listening?
Yeah.
Because they're doing their own thing. They're focused on something because that's the direction that they think, but they're missing the point.
Right.
Missing the point. All right. A couple different things I think I wanted to show real quick. Was just to take away from that, we're getting 5 modes. They actually added in that relic mode. Park, Field, Beach, and Gold were on the original Legend, but they've added this relic mode now. So in terms of mode wise, again, how much does it change between all of them? Some people live and die. Actually, the feedback that I've heard about a lot of machines is if they have a beach mode nails it.
Well, listen to this. Like and that shocked me because I use the Legend. I use the Legend a lot.
Yeah.
And we were just talking to our friend Cindy, who was over in England, hunting the fields in England for old relics. And she has the Legend. And I said, what mode are you hunting in? She goes, beach. And I'm killing it. Right. And then she said, but I'm going to switch over here to field in a minute, and see how that does. But the beach mode over there was killing it for her.
Interesting.
But she wasn't on the beach. You know what I mean? So it's just how the programs are set up for each mode, and how that's going to go against the terrain you're working in. Can you use gold at the beach? Gold. Can you use gold in a field? Yeah. I mean, they have a relic program and a gold program in the Deus 2, and they're very similar to each other. Very, very similar, super sensitive, high frequency. Here's everything. When I was doing some testing, the gold program, nothing could hide from it at insane depths. It was just crazy. But
right.
So there's so many other things also though that added to the Legend 2. I mean, I love that they're doing that because they're coming out, they're talking to the customers, and they obviously didn't want to do any more updates.
Right.
That's another thing that Nokta was, famous for, was coming out with all these updates.
Right.
You get people on two sides of the aisle, right? Where they're like, why would you need to put out an update?
Right.
If it wasn't perfect to begin with, why would you release it if it needed updates? And you have other people going, cool. You listen to people, you put updates in, you listen to more people, you put more updates in.
Right. Yeah. People are always questioning the quality if you're continuously throwing in these updates. But you know what? You look at any machine, whether it's, your computer, if it's your phone, your metal detector, if they're making updates, it's for an improvement. They're never going to dumb down something, make an update to make it less. So updates are, in my opinion, aren't always that bad. So
yeah,
wanted to show exactly what it does come with. It's going to come with 2 coils. So you're going to get the 11-inch coil, the 8.5 by 5.5-inch coil. You're going to get those low latency headphones. And your charging cable. That's not the Pro package. This is just the standard Legend 2. And I don't know if you guys know, but there is like an on-off switch here to turn these on or to increase the volume on all Nokta headphones. Isn't that right, Ken?
That's what I hear. I have yet to experience that, but I hear it does. Jeez. People have been listening to the show a long time. They're like, that's that story again.
Yeah, that story again. Yeah. And then I did want to add one more thing before we do really dig into it. But let me share this last screen here. I did see this. It was also on the Nokta website. They do have, or these are recommended accessories for the Legend 2. You've got the 15-inch coil, the 9-inch coil. Those underwater bone conduction headphones sounds pretty darn cool. I know that XP has those as well. Pretty cool feature. Yep. And then this external waterproof battery, which I think is a fantastic idea. This actually goes underneath your arm cuff. Doesn't really mess up the balance of the machine. Doesn't make it top end heavy. So I think they did a great job with that. But those are recommended accessories from Nokta themselves.
They jumped the VDI up to 99. I think that was a big request by a lot of people.
They did.
They wanted to change from 60 to go up to 99 now. So it's almost like becoming a standard almost. You know what I mean? Like, you know how they all went to USB-C chargers now for everything, even the iPhones and stuff. It's becoming a standard. I think the 90 up to 99 VDI. I think what people target IDs is what people.
I like that. I like that as well. Yeah. Let's see. What else? 2.6 pounds. I wanted to mention that. I do believe that the Legend 1 was 2.8 pounds. So slightly lighter. But again, they're going in the right direction. They're making, they're adding whatever, you give a longer battery life. I think is what they had said somewhere over here, longer runtime. So, there's got to be some sort of an increase or a larger battery, but yet the machine actually gets lighter. Very, very interesting to me. Still going with 5 single frequencies, the 4, 10, 15, 20, and 40, as well as that multi-frequency. So big, huge range. I do really like that. I know, we've talked to people, you and I have talked to people that sometimes will switch over to the 40 in single frequency, and it just changes your outlook on everything.
Yeah, you can't knock single frequencies, man. I know that a lot of people, multi-frequency, when it came out or started to come out popularly, everyone wanted the multi-frequency, but having a multi-frequency machine that you can actually tune into a single frequency machine, even if you're at 15 kilohertz, sometimes it is better in certain conditions and certain terrain than multi-frequency.
Yeah.
40 kilohertz, man, you'll find the smallest stuff that you never even knew was there. Running a multi-frequency, you'll miss it. we always lean back to the story because it was so visually and obvious. Open the eyes. Jeff Lubert was hunting with us. We were at a school site that we had already hit and found everything. And he goes back there. He kept finding all these little items, and we're just like, man, what are you swinging? And he's like, oh, I reduced everything to just 40 kilohertz, single frequency, 40 kilohertz, and was finding everything that we had never found.
Yeah. Tiny, tiny pieces. So, and Tim Digger said the 4 kilohertz is a silver killer frequency. So
yes,
again, you know, it don't knock the single frequencies out there. And in order, I mean, that's a pretty big range. I know, you know, it used to be up to the 20, and then they start adding the 40 in. So they're really making a broad range that you can use in single frequency.
Yeah, and Jason Metaltech Detect SD stays surprised it doesn't appear to have a carbon shaft, but I believe it does, Jason. I believe that's one of the new selling features. It does have a full carbon shaft, which is why it's 2.6 instead of 2.8 pounds, 2.6 pounds, probably because the carbon shaft going to carbon shaft. I know that back the Legend one came with different packages, right? You get the Pro Pack and all this different stuff. This one's coming with 2 coils, right? This one's automatically coming with 2 coils. You won't have an option to buy different packages. It's just the Legend 2. Pow!
That's it.
There it is. That's it. Ferro check, trash filters.
I did notice as well on the video, and I haven't been able to see it on any specs, but to me, this is something different, and I could be completely wrong with this. It said target ID on pinpoint, on your pinpointer. So, you know, we've got the pinpoint feature, but it's actually going to have target ID associated with the pinpoint feature. I don't know of anything else that has that, and there may be something out there. I'm just not educated in that enough.
Yeah. Usually it goes to a graphic and goes right or whatever, and you zoning in on it. And this is actually going to show you
that target. Yeah, the target ID will still be there for the pinpoint, so you can identify if you've got multiple, you know, and you're trying to get that silver underneath the nail, you know, on one side or the other, and you're going to be able to figure that out.
Will the VDI change with the pinpoint function? In other words, as you're zeroing in on it.
Oh, interesting.
Like, will it jump more? You know what I mean? On crappier targets.
Interesting question there. That is very interesting, because, you know, it does change, you know, as you're going over different objects. So,
and we all use different tips and tricks to try to.
Sure.
Because usually when a signal jumps on you, it means it's kind of a junk signal. It's not what you thought it was. When it repeats on you, those are usually the more preferable, you know, desirable targets.
Right.
But, you know, when you circle it and things start jumping, you got to make the decision. When you edge your coil on it and things start changing, you know, a nice good coin signal will stay the same no matter if you circle it or if you know, pop your coil up and down on it, or if you edge it with your coil. Usually it'll stay the same. So that's kind of some checks that people will do to try to see, oh, is this really truly a coin? Let's say. But if you do all that and it hangs in there just with 4 or 5 VDI points difference, when you go to pinpoint it, if now it jumps, you know, from 68 to 32 to 42 to 68, you know what I mean? You're like, oh, and is that another tool? Is that another information tool? Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. I don't know how they would do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. I would love to get my hands on one and to verify that, because that's a pretty interesting idea. I did see on the video as well. What was it? Wireless updating.
Yes,
did you
they
catch
did
that?
mention that. I did.
Wireless
updating. So you do it on your phone, and wirelessly connects and updates your detector through your phone through an app. Wirelessly, probably Bluetooth or something.
Sure. Thought that was quite interesting.
Don't even have to have it in front of a computer plugged in.
No. Right. I mean, yeah, you could actually do it in the field. You know, and I don't know if that's using you know, your phone as a hotspot, or like you said, connect to your phone via Bluetooth. How that all works, again, we don't have that information. But I did catch that as a little you know, words that were on there for the video, but I didn't see that in any of the specs yet to describe and identify, talk about what that does. Larger screen. Larry says larger screen is going to be sweet, and the lit up buttons as well.
Yeah, the lighted buttons is huge.
Yeah,
it's another big improvement.
It does that screen itself does look pretty cool.
Yeah, it does. It's sort of the same layout. So for current Legend users,
built on the DNA.
Sorry, I was.
That's right.
I was going to try and.
I was off screen looking at some data, but yeah.
Go ahead. You can.
I was going to say for the current Legend users, it's all going to look very familiar to you. The button layout functions, all that stuff. It's just on a larger screen with lighted buttons. One extra mode in there, but it's going to all look very familiar to you as far as the menu, scrolling through the menu. I don't think they changed much of that up from the small sort of release and talk that they did at Detectable, and also there was a presentation down at maybe in France or somewhere, Latvia maybe, where they did like an indoor conference room presentation.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm getting confused. That was the Minelab.
That was Vanquish.
That's
Yep.
right. Sorry about that.
Right.
It was at Detectable where they were talking about that. And as you can see from the screen right there too, that's Legend all the way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Reading the chat here.
Digging Scott.
That's right. See, we'll have to throw that in
Grandma's
there.
brooch.
Yeah. They'll find all of Grandma's brooches because Grandma lost stuff.
Grandma did lose stuff.
We told him that's what you should call his YouTube channel when he starts doing YouTube, right?
I know.
Grandma lost some stuff. That's perfect, man.
I love it. What else? I mean, I can't really think of.
Did they hint about price? Didn't they say something like around $1,000?
You had mentioned something like that. If anybody has heard, if you guys are listening right now, or even after the fact, if you guys have heard anything about the price, whether it was at Detectable, Hot Mess Fishing, welcome. Thanks for coming in. You might have some information
probably
about that as well. Let us know. Scott said, okay, here we go. Yeah. Diggin Scott says 1,000. Felix said 1,000. Delic had said around 1,000, and even Teresa said around 999. So, yeah, that information must be out there as well. So, Relics Radio has it for $7.99. Better not. Get
your pre-orders in now. Send me a check. Yeah, I thought that's what they had hinted to, and
ish.
I know pre-orders aren't happening yet, right? I think they're still waiting to open pre-orders.
Right. Not that I've heard of.
Yeah.
Not that I've heard of. So, and again, I think Nokta does a lot of this where they get the information out there. They're still trying to figure things out. There was a prototype out at Detectable. I know our buddy Cindy actually had her hands on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And Alicia, Hot Mess Fishing, I was going to mention this. Nokta is having their big video tomorrow about the Legend too. So we'll see if Delic locks down a price and a date. She's always avoiding that question and sidestepping those kind of things.
I think they'd rather talk price than delivery dates.
Right. I was saying,
right.
We need to know exactly what day this is available. You're not going to be able to hold her down for that one.
Yeah.
So,
Andrew did say, they were going to the testers first. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be a little bit till they comes out. They're good at getting the information out there, making some hype for us to all talk about it and make all these guesses and assumptions. But go out to the testers and, but yeah, Nokta is putting on their big, I think it's, what is it? It's noon Eastern Standard Time. You can catch that video either on Facebook, Nokta's Facebook, YouTube, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to. I know everybody here is going to be tuning in for it. I know that I'm going to try and watch it. I'll be at work, but I'm going to try to watch that for sure and be on there. So, we'll learn some more information. For sure.
It was kind of a shock. I mean, for a lot of people, I know some people, right? Because you and I were talking about it, and it was we had caught, or you had caught on one of the videos from one of the festivals.
Yeah. Where in Illinois or Iowa or something like that, wasn't it? And they gave one away.
Yep. And they were like, you won one of the new high-end machines. And Tony and I were like, oh, they're coming out with their PI machine. Woohoo! Right? Or, they're coming out with, something else. We don't know what it is. And
something to compete with the higher ends.
Yeah, we just didn't.
We assumed
it was a guesswork. It was guesswork everywhere, and then,
and
then she said one of the new high-end machines. And so we were like, well, what's that going to be? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. They let that kind of out of the bag there. Somebody actually won the Legend 2 before it was the Legend 2. So,
right.
And then,
she didn't call it that.
She did not call it the Legend 2. And you and I both we kind of got a message about that. Like, you know what? I don't think you guys are on the right path there.
Right.
So,
but it was kind of a big secret that hadn't been leaked very much. It was kind of small circles that had been leaked. So, pretty amazing.
Yeah, but I'm anxious to see tomorrow what additional information, because everything we've talked about, obviously there's no insider information. This is all stuff that we pulled off of Nokta's website and things that they've already let out there and released. So we don't know additional things that we're kind of releasing that we shouldn't be talking about. So it'll be interesting to see what D-Lick and Mark have to say tomorrow about the Legend 2. I think there's a lot of anxiousness on this one. I think it's the talk of 2025 is going to be this Legend 2.
Right. People are gonna dig the upgrades to it for sure. But so how do you feel about this? Like all these offerings coming out now, right? So this has a different focus in the offering to our community than let's say the new 60 series on the Vanquish does.
Right. Different price point, different level of a hobby. I mean, if you want to call it at that level, I guess it's, we're all hobbyists with this, but totally different. I don't even know what the word I'm thinking of here, but yeah.
But how do you feel about all the different offerings? I mean, I went through it earlier. I'll go through it again real quick. 340, 440, 540, 360, 460, 560, exterior Pro, exterior Elite, Equinox 700, 900, Manicore, Simplex Lite, BT, Ultra, Score, Double Score, Triple Score, Legend 2, the Max, the Apex, the Vortex 5, 7, and 9. Like, what do you think about all these new?
That's
I mean, what are your thoughts on kind of all that being offered? I mean,
you and I have talked a lot offline about this, and I think you had prefaced it when you had mentioned it earlier in the podcast that manufacturers may not don't agree with our opinions on it. Is I just feel like there's so much out there. How do you even wrap your head around it? The Legend is a fantastic machine at a fantastic price point for a specific hobbyist at that level. Is the 2, is it a huge upgrade from the Legend? Does it put it into a different level for the $1,000? Where does it all fall? Does it muddy the water? I think is probably the best question. In addition to why are we getting all of these machines?
I just wonder what the sales are going to do for the Legend 1, the Simplex BT Lite, the Score. Are there room for those in the marketplace for these manufacturers to continue manufacturing them? You know what I mean? Are they selling enough? We don't know that.
Right.
We're not manufacturers, but are they selling enough? Will Garrett continue to offer the 5.7 5 and 7.
Right.
And 9. Or will
only,
they just kind of go, well, guys, look, we're selling 80% 9s.
Right.
We're not selling any 5s. You know what I mean? And I understand their model with it being upgradable, but upgradable, not updatable.
Yeah.
Upgrade. There are updatable also, but
right.
And same with the Vanquish, same with all these that have these multiple step levels now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just hard to know what's going to happen with that.
DETECTOR says so can we assume this will compete with the Manicore and D2?
I don't believe so at all.
No,
I don't think so. I don't think that's its design. I don't think that's its focus.
I agree.
I think Nokta has another step they can take to do that.
Yeah, I think that's in the works as well. And I think they're going to come in at that level, not that price point of the D2 and Manicore. But that level, and introduce something at that level. Andrew says, my view is that it's a Manicore clone.
Okay. All right. I don't think they're going there. I think they have I think they have more left in the tank to come out with a higher price point.
Yep.
Higher price point, but still probably, if you notice, Nokta's big thing is we're going to give you the quality and we're going to give you the features for less money, basically. So you don't have to pay it. So I would think that they have another step in them to come out with something that they think is going to rival the Manicore and the Deus, but be just underneath those price points.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I don't think the Legend 2 is that. I just don't think.
I think there's another one in the works.
Yeah. I think it's going to be their best machine currently, the Legend 2. But I do think they have more room to up the top end. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to just mention here, what about the PI Nokta machine? Gosh, we heard a lot about that before anything with the Legend machine. I know it's still in the works, and they're probably going to drop it. Who knows? They're going to unexpectedly all of a sudden just drop it on us.
What are they calling that thing?
I had a video.
Oh, the Magnetar.
Magnetar.
Yeah, Nokta's pulse induction machine is called the Magnetar, and it's still a ways out, but we'll see. We'll see when it gets further along. I know it's in testing and all that stuff, but when that comes out, it'll be all exciting too. You know what I mean? I think all the people that use PI machines are going to be.
Yeah, that's going to be cool.
Because they don't play in that market now. You know what I mean? They
no,
not really. So they come out with it. It's going to rival Minelab's, even though a lot of people are going to think Minelab's has the market for so long, they're going to be the best, right? But
right,
Nokta's shown over the years them coming out with some really good technology and some really good machines by listening to the user.
You know what I mean? Yep.
So I'm sure they've done that on this Magnetar also.
Yeah. There's a lot going into those for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Sticker
pack.
You want
to do another giveaway real quick?
Those that are still hanging in with us.
Still hanging out with us.
What are they going to type in this time? Hashtag.
Hang on here. Hang on. Don't get ahead of yourself. Let me see. I got to find it. Where is it? Standby. Chrome tab. Oh, giveaway. Here we go. How about we do
hashtag Relics
Radio? How about we do that?
And what are you giving away?
Yep, we're gonna do stickers.
You guys want some stickers? Hashtag Relics Radio. Yep. All one word, no spaces. Yep. There we go. Coming in.
Larry still thinks we're doing hashtag Legend 2. That's not going to get you anything.
Beneath the bluegrass.
Nice try. Hashtag Relics Radio.
Ken's Loop. Hashtag Ken's Loop.
How about Ken Flicks?
Oh, my hat's upstairs. Should have put it on. Cha-ching.
Yeah, right. Oh, that was so funny. All right, no, that's not it. Hashtag Relics Radio.
Hashtag Relics Radio. Hashtag Relics Radio. One word, no spaces, to get in on the last sticker pack. And then once we get this sticker pack, we'll probably be heading out.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you again. But let's give away this last sticker pack.
Make it quick, guys.
Yep.
Hashtag Relics Radio. I need to do that.
There we go. Sticker. I want a sticker. Everyone wants a hat is what they want.
That's right. I know. We're going to be giving the hats away pretty soon. I've also got a tumbler we want to give away. Did you even notice? I've got the picture right here. Have you seen this?
No. Cool, man. I have mine out there. You can't see it on camera. Look at that. Love that picture.
Yes, me
Copper
too.
Joe, and Dwight
I don't know
hanging
if
out.
The right.
Have you got that up, ready to go?
Right. I don't know. I think I got it right.
Spell it right? You did. Yeah, 15 entries. You can pop that thing. Gene said that they're giving away 2 legends.
Yeah.
2 devices at the Nokta show tomorrow. So tune in. It's 12 noon Eastern. Just look for it on their YouTube channel or their Facebook page. And I'm sure you can find it.
That's right.
Let's give away these stickers.
Right.
You can get out of here.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Good luck, everybody.
And if you win, make sure you get a hold of us and send us an email with your mailing address. The winner is DETECTOR. Excellent.
Awesome.
Where are they sending they're going to send it to me, dk@adventuresindirt.com.
There you go.
Just send me an email with your address and we'll get those stickers right out to you. Congratulations, DETECTOR.
Yeah, that's right.
Well done,
Congrats.
Yep. Well, everyone go out and buy your 560 Vanquish and then report back to me how you like it.
That's
or go out and buy your Legend 2 metal detector and send me one while you're at it. And I'll let you know how I like it. No, it's going to be a great machine. Both of them, Vanquish is a great machines too for its specific purpose and certain detectors. But yeah, interesting time.
We'll have Minelab representative and Nokta representatives on here in the future here, hopefully pretty soon, and we can talk about more specifics about those machines.
Yep, absolutely. We can do it. Hope we have them on soon. But until then, what do you got going on?
Find me over at 5280 Adventures on social media. Come on over, visit with me, watch all my my crazy videos, and I've been putting out a lot of like metal detecting memes out on Facebook and stuff. So check those out. Make you laugh, giggle for a second. So appreciate all the comments and interactions and all that kind of stuff. So cool.
Excellent.
Thanks for a good show, man.
Yep, it was fun. So thanks everyone for joining us tonight on Relics Radio. Catch us next Wednesday for another show. We'll bring it to you. We'll talk about some stuff and have a guest on. And hopefully you've been enjoying it. For the audio listeners, we still see you out there. Thanks for joining us on audio. Anywhere you can get your podcast, you can search for Relics Radio and find us. Going back 8 years of shows, boy, I tell you what, if you want to find some cool old shows with some interesting guests, go search over there. Go find Relics Radio on a podcast and just scroll down. Season 2, Season 4, Season 6. We're up to Season 8 right now, and we welcome you over there on the audio podcast. Teresa, the Treasure Hunter, just put in a link. You can go check that out if you come back and watch the chat. But everyone, go out and have a good time. Whatever detector you swing, go find the good stuff. Make sure you tell us about it, and we'll see you next Wednesday.
Thank you so much for listening to Relics Radio. We will see you back here next week for another exciting guest. Until then, get out and dig it all.